You can take the girl out of the Bronx, but you cannot take the Bronx out of the girl. But you can take the Bronx out of this guy, because I'm JJTP, a lawyer, not your lawyer, still a super lawyer. Today, let's talk about Cardi B and assaulting people with microphones. So where do we start? Well, obvious place. As always, like, follow, share, subscribe, do all the things because it helps the algorithm and of course, it gives me a reason to do these again. But I've been asked by a lot of people about this situation. So what's going on here? Let's start from the beginning. Friday night, it seems that Cardi B allegedly was upset that her DJ was cutting off her music. So she decided to do this. Take a look. Now, I will tell you as a licensed attorney that it is generally frowned upon to throw microphones at people in this establishment. However, that being said, this wasn't the only time she did it. The very next day, a fan was standing there and apparently threw some water at her, and then she did this. Take a look. Hold on, because we have that at another angle. Cool. So we got the background now, right? I mean, that first incident, we don't know what happened, so it's all alleged. But the second one, that clearly was a retaliatory. Take two. It was retaliatory and or self-defense, right? Well, funny story. Take a look at this part of the video.
Somebody smash me with my Wait, too fast, bitch. Wait, a little bit more right here, bitch. Yeah.
So here's the deal. For everyone looking at this and saying, well, Cardi is just defending herself, and therefore she totally was allowed to throw that microphone back at the fan. First of all, there are several issues here. The first is, there's no such thing as retaliation under the law that's acceptable. The idea is self-defense, and self-defense requires, if you look at some of my older videos, as I explained, proportionality. You can't throw a microphone at someone because they threw water at you. The second issue here is that she asked for the water to be thrown at her. So you can't basically ask for something and then when someone does it, then hurl a microphone at them and claim, oh, self-defense. And the third issue here is allegedly, is my understanding, that she hit the wrong person. You can't do that. See, the way it works is, if you were aiming at that person and you hit someone else, you can't say, oops, my bad, mistake. Whatever you intended to do to that first person transfers over to the second person that you actually hit. So she's kind of guilty of battery. And that's what she was charged with. But is that the whole story? Let's take a deeper look. All right, so now that we got the facts portion out of the way, let me give you my opinion and some analysis. I mean, the truth of the matter is, I do represent some celebrity clients, and I understand how the industry works a little bit. And there's something about building up some hype around a person, about who they are, and their, persona, if you will. And Cardi's persona is this city girl, oh, I'm a tough girl from the Bronx business. How do you tell me that 2 nights in a row, she decides to throw a microphone at someone on camera? It seems a little bit staged to me. And, maybe not. Maybe it just happens to be. But what could happen here is several things. If the law, we were talking about the law being followed, she would be charged. It's very clear on tape. She threw a microphone at someone. That is assault and battery. Open and shut case, right? And on top of that, that person, if they had any type of lawyer at all, would sue her for all kinds of whatever the case may be, and they would win. They would win, especially just if allegedly what was said was true, she didn't hit the right person. Because she can't say, well, this other girl threw water at me, so I threw a microphone and I missed, and it wasn't my fault because, like, you know, the microphone slipped and my aim isn't good. I'm not full Dominican. I don't know. I'm just half whatever else I am. Listen, I'm Dominican. I can say that. We got good aim in baseball. Let's just call it what it is. That's what we do. That's what we do. So you telling me that you slipped and hit someone the wrong person? It's not going to cut it. That's not a defense. So what would happen? She basically, at that point, is going to be sued if this is real, right? If it's real, so what would happen? One, the cops are going to charge her, open and shut case. The girl did, in fact, file a police report as these things happen because, you know, it happened. And that's what happens in the industry. You get PR people who go out and they drum up this controversy, and guess what happens? Now we're all talking about her, right? And everyone's making videos, and we're all making a little content. Hopefully, maybe you guys watch my video. I get a couple views. I don't really look for it because, you know, I get money otherwise. But that's what happens. And that's how the industry works. So I'm not 100% sure or sold on the fact that this is real. I can sit here and cite chapter and verse. She violated this Nevada law against battery. But why? Why would I bother? Because you all will get bored. The fact of the matter is, we all have eyes. We saw what happened. She took the thing and she yeeted down the pipe and she threw the microphone, hit the girl, and it probably was the wrong girl. So, if this is the fact and we all saw that, why was she not arrested? Why not? Because I think it's a publicity stunt. I couldn't say that word. Publicity. Publicity? Publicity? That's the word. You get it. The point of the matter is, it was not real. Because it probably is all made up to get publicity. Why? Maybe she has an album coming out. Who knows why else? But I just don't believe it. I mean, otherwise, just arrest her. And, of course, sue. Maybe it is real. Maybe they'll drop the charges. That happens as well. And maybe we can look at it from the other angle. Maybe it's something else. Maybe, looking at it from a different angle, maybe this is a person who thought they could taunt Cardi B and basically get famous themselves. So now they're going to get a couple coins because, whoop, she threw a mic at somebody. And more likely than not, maybe, I don't know, I don't have the contracts, but it could very well be that Cardi doesn't have to pay at all because there may be insurance from the venue which hired her, which would cover any type of incident like this. Everything is insured. Lloyd's of London will insure anything from Tina Turner's legs to someone's ugly shirts. If it's your thing, they'll insure it. So maybe people know, if they were smart, they would know that Cardi B is a city girl from the Bronx. And so you probably want to have insurance because the reality is you could sue the venue, you could sue the security, you could sue Cardi B, and of course, because of her poor attitude, her poor temperament, you can get a couple coins just by taunting Cardi B and make a whole industry of it. This speaks to a whole other issue. The issue is that you have young people, specifically young women, looking up to her and believing that this behavior is acceptable. I spoke about something similar in my last video where I was talking about old city girl who basically went over to Dubai and acted up and then got herself arrested and everyone's like, oh, poor her. This is an example again, not being a red pill guy, of poor behavior and believing that your behavior has no consequences. Now, for Cardi, it may not. She's rich. She's got money. She's got people who's going to take care of it. She can afford a lawyer. But for most of you out there, you can't. We bill a lot. Lawyers in New York, $1,200 an hour. So that being said, I'm going to cut this short because I got billable hours to do. But let me know what you think. Was this a publicity stunt or was this like a legitimate thing? And is Cardi right for throwing the mic back, or was it overblown? Let me know in the comments what you think, and yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So I'm out. Peace. Oh, yeah, one more thing. No, wait, two more things. Of course, like, subscribe, as I told you, but of course also, this is not legal advice. I'm not your lawyer.